Hello, students. Today I will tell you a fascinating story from a history. Listen carefully as it will help you to understand important concept of today's lesson. This story is about story of a black gold of India. Long ago, India was one of the most popular places in the world, not for the gold or silver, but for something smaller. Spices, among them, black pepper was the most valuable. It was so important that people actually called it black gold. In those days, Europe didn't grow spices like India. So traders from Europe and Middle East had to travel a long distance to get them. Spices were used not just for cooking but also to preserve food like medicines, even perfumes. India, especially the region of Kerala, was famous for its rich soil and perfect climate to grow these spices. That's why it became a center of attraction for many exporters. One of the well-known explorer who came to India was Vasco da Gama. A Portuguese sailor, he had heard stories about the spices of Kerala and wanted to find a direct sea route to Kerala. He saw a green hills, pepper vines growing on trees, and market full of strong, sweet-smelling spices. It was everything he heard about more. Vasco da Gama was eager to take back much black pepper as possible to his country, hoping to make huge profit from this black gold. But according to the popular story, someone from the Kerala asked him thoughtful question. You may take our black pepper, but how will you take the monsoon rains, the warmth of our sun and rich soil that help it to grow? That question make us think it wasn't just the pepper that made India special. It was the land, the climate and the people who knew how to grow these spices with care. That's what made India spices famous across the world and why India became known as the land of spices. So, students, as you can see, as you have seen, trade has been an essential part of our Indian history. Today, let us explore more about trade and its different types. In our today's topic, trade. The economic life of people is interdependent. No region or a country is self sufficient. Trade between two regions is necessary to fulfill the needs of people. Now, students, you tell me what are the different reasons for the trade?
The different reason for trade is different resources, specialization, lower costs.
Very good.
Miss, I
Yes,
would like to add to the points mentioned by Hafiza. Variety of resources, building relations, earning money are also some reasons for trade.
yes, very good. Excellent students. So, the meaning of the trade is trade involves the transfer of goods and services from one person entity to another, often in exchange for money. This is the meaning of trade. Now, that there are different reasons for the trade. So, let's see some different reasons. Trade is an important economic activity. Economic life of people is interdependent. If there is a paucity of a commodity, then there is a demand for that commodity. The place where it is abundant provides the supply of a commodity. Thus, supply is done from a region producing excess commodity to facing deficit. Now, today we'll study the different types of trade. First, we'll learn about the types of trade based on the quantity. Now, students, look at this image. Now, tell me, what is this image about?
This image is about the large quantity that is being accepted by the traders.
So, why do you think traders buy onion in such large quantities?
Traders buy onion in large quantities to get a lower price, store them, and sell in smaller portion to earn more profit.
Yes, very good. So, as you have told me that traders buy these large commodity to earn more and more profit. When they buy the commodity in the bulk, this process is called as wholesale trade. When traders buy commodity on large scale from the producer, the commodities are also sold to retailers. This is called wholesale trading. Wholesale trade buy goods on large scale from industrialist farmers. For example, orchard owners of mangoes or oranges sell their entire production to the wholesale traders. Now, students, can you give me one example of wholesale trading?
A fruit seller buys 100 kilos of mangoes from a wholesale market to sell in his stall is an example for wholesale trading.
Yes, very good. Now, tell me, what does this image depicts?
This image depicts the local market.
Yes. So, tell me, why do people prefer to buy fruits and vegetables from local market rather buying them in bulk from the wholesaler?
People prefer to buy fruits and vegetables from local market rather in bulk from wholesaler because they need small quantities, want fresh items and can't store large amounts like wholesalers.
Yes. What will happen to the goods if the people buy in bulk? People buy these products, these fruits and vegetables in bulk.
If people buy goods, it will get wasted or spoiled.
Yes. So, as you have told me that the fruits and vegetables are perishable goods. If we buy it in a large quantity, it will be rotten. Okay. So, therefore, people prefer to buy only the as much as they need. So, now, uh, let's see the retail trading. When we go to a shopkeeper, we purchase goods according to our needs. This is the retail trading. When traders buy goods from the wholesaler and sell it directly to the consumer, it is known as retail trading. The quantity of goods sold is less in this case. For example, the shopkeeper selling goods, vegetables, vendors in the market. So students, here you can see an image. The goods are produced from the manufacturer, then it goes to the wholesaler, and then goods goes to the retailer. And we, the consumer, buy the goods. So we have done with trade on the basis of quantity of goods. Now we will learn about trade on the basis of region. So students, tell me, what does this image depict? Yes.
This image depicts wheat production in Punjab and rice production in Maharashtra.
Yes. Can you see some climatic difference between these regions?
Yes, in Punjab, the climate is really sunny, and in Maharashtra, the climate seems to be dewy type.
Yes. So here you can see both the climate are different, and due to its geographical differences, the wheat are suitable more for Punjab and rice production is suitable for Maharashtra. So here in the same, though Punjab and Maharashtra belong to the same country, but they will export as Punjab is producing more wheat and Maharashtra is producing more rice. They will export their uh, wheat and the rice in exchange. So, when the trade takes place between different regions within the same country, the size of a country, diversity, distribution, availability of natural resources affects the internal trade of population. Transport and communication services, the living standard of the people. In India, factors like diversity in geographical condition and high population also affect the domestic trade. So, students, the population is also a factor for a trade. If in a metropolitan cities where people are more, so they will need more number of food grains, everything they will need in more numbers. Therefore, the from the other regions, the goods or commodity would be exported, imported to the region. Now, students, can you give me one example of domestic trade?
A farmer sells wheat to a shopkeeper in Delhi.
Where does the farmer belong from? He sells,
Maharashtra.
yeah. So Maharashtra and Delhi is in same country, India. Okay. So yes, it is definitely an example of domestic trade. Okay, let's move forward. So here I have given one example. As you all know that apples produced in Jammu and Kashmir are sent to the other states of India having demand for it. See, here you can see the Jammu and Kashmir, the apple is majorly produced and it is then later sent to the other parts of India. Now, next concept is an international trade. International trade means the exchange of goods and services of one country with other country. Some countries produce specific products in excess, for example, crude oil in Saudi Arabia, wheat in the USA. These products are sent to the countries having demand for those goods. This leads to beginning of international trade. When international trade takes place between two countries, it is known as bilateral trade. Now, students, can you give me one example of international trade?
One example of international trade can be India when India exports tea to the United Kingdom.
Okay, very good. So, today we have learned types of trade on the basis of quantity, wholesale trade and retail trade. And on the basis of region, we have learned two types of trade, domestic trade and international trade. So now students, let us evaluate how much you have learned. So students, tell me, state any one difference between a domestic trade and international trade.
Difference between domestic trade and international trade is that the trade which is carried out within the country is called domestic trade, And the trade which is carried between different countries is called international trade.
Yes, very good. Excellent. Now, students, tell me, state one difference between a wholesale trade and retail trade.
The difference between wholesale trade and retail trade: wholesale trade involves selling goods in large quantities to retailers or other businesses, while retail trade involves selling goods in smaller quantities directly to the final consumers.
Yes, excellent. So, in our today's class, we have learned different types of trade. In our next class, we shall learn more about this topic. Thank you. Have a nice day. एकदम लास्ट ही स्लाइड था बताया ना